Roundup. At Eris, we make high-quality footwear. In fact, you can find Eris running shoes in over 140 countries around the world.
We lost Ollie, so now it's just Green Eggs and myself.
There's your chef's back, mate. Just me and PVB.
Tonight we got pizza on the menu. So Green Egg said the little trick here is rather than just whack on the paste onto a wet dough, is put it in the oven. For how long did you put it in for?
Just to the dough sort of browns a little, like a couple of minutes.
Browns, and then you actually make the pizza. Otherwise, the pizza goes soggy. Ooh, mozzarella. This is where I turned up, mate. You'd be all lonely.
I'll just be eating pizza on my own.
Pepperoni.
Bon appetit! Look at that. There's our pizza, mate. Here we go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That works good. Like he's got this pizza plate in the Weber. Bring it inside, man. Look at that. Holy shit. We've demolished pizza 1, now we're on to pizza 2.
GE versus PVB.
Green Eggs is up to something. What are we making, mate?
I think a banana, maybe apricot crumble. It's the start of the journey, mate. A little bit of downtime this morning.
You always like cooking?
Yeah. Yeah, since I moved at home like just before 20, and I've always cooked. But I love eating as well, mate. As you've seen, I like cooking for friends, eh?
Oh, mate, it's
Food's
amazing.
about that, eh? It's about connecting with people. Yeah.
So cool, man.
Like the first thing when we were at school, we learned to make. It was like apple crumble. Like you're about 8 or 9, you do cooking class. But, yeah, I think I probably would have made 500 crumbles in my time, mate.
Does this go in the Weber as well, or?
Yeah, everything goes in the Weber. That's the oven.
I look forward to
the baby Q, mate. I think it's called that one.
That's a handy little thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You can pick them up on Marketplace, like $100 second hand, maybe even cheaper now.
Yeah.
And it's portable, you know. It doesn't take up much room. It's pretty small.
Yeah. There it is there.
It's already looking good, mate. Plenty of crumble balls in there. I'll go nice in the oven. It's funny how you see all these like
Little animals. Green Eggs and I have been sort of inside the play. What are we calling this, John, again? What's the name? What do you call the cabin? Not the play.
Oh, this is called. The trailer's actually called Monty.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Monty. Sorry.
Snowbell.
No, but I know, but you called. You had a
club lounge.
Oh, the club lounge.
Maximising the club lounge, Bob.
So we've been here all day, but it's interesting because he's got these little frilly things up the top here. When they start moving around, and then these things are flapping around, then you know that
the roof's flapping around.
Everything's flapping around. That's when you know it's time to go. So it's just after 2 p.m, so we've just been avoiding the middle of the day, which can get pretty bit warm and the sun's pretty fierce, so we're slowly firing up.
Club lounge is actually pretty clean today. Had a morning with a broom.
Green Eggs has done a whole spring clean. Looks beautiful at the moment. Well, this is the 4th day in a row, and I'll be honest, I was feeling a bit lethargic today. I've been sailing my brains out last 3 days, and the swell is small today, the smallest of the week period, so I thought, oh well, I might just have a day off to recharge. Green Eggs is, so let's go, we're going sailing, so we're gonna go check it out. And it's just about flat. So I don't think we're sailing today. And it's flat. We're back in the club lounge after
Post sail.
I said it was flat, but we went out anyway because Green Eggs is such a frother and he's like, we're getting out there. So that was
Still a few waves,
Day-
like waist high.
yep, day 4 sailing.
Day,
Well, for you it's what?
when did I ride?
4?
Day 9.
Day 9. And you sailed every day except one day, was
Yeah,
it?
8 days, and then, yeah,
Wow.
maybe 7 surfed. Thinking of chili con carne, like, and I'm gonna make a mash with it. Just got to use up these potatoes.
You've got an 84 and a 74 Goya custom quad, which is, I've got the 88. And I have asked you, but just for the sake of this video, tell us what you think about those boards, mate, the latest ones.
Yeah, super nice. I had the 2012, 2011 84. Yeah, these ones are a bit shorter, more stable. Yeah, a bit more manoeuvrable. Fins are nice, quite a lot, you know, can change direction. Like heaps of drive in the bottom turn. Yeah, I really like it. Easy to sail. Good jumping board as well.
Yep.
74 only ridden a few times, but yeah, it feels really nice.
How
Yeah,
heavy
no,
are you?
Yeah, like 73 to 75 generally. 74 doesn't feel too small either. 84's like pretty floaty for me. So yeah, like in 15 knots, 12 to 15. With a 5 or 5.2, it's really nice light wind wave or at riding board.
Yep.
Yeah, no, super. Yeah, probably
You're
sailed.
happy?
Yeah, super happy. Sort of
Oh.
a bit of a, yeah, a bit more modern, and the boards are super light. Like the colours, like Green Eggs. Yeah. Yeah. Nah,
That's
pretty,
good.
yeah, pretty stoked. You know, kind of like the setup. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Just got the fins in the middle, and you know, just a bit off the back, towards the back of the track. Yeah.
Yep.
Sort of ride that. It seems. Yeah.
That's cool,
Sailed
man.
in all sorts of conditions, from like on shore to yeah, pretty good down the line conditions. Yeah, really enjoying it.
And you use Savona, so
Yeah,
like,
we're riding S1s on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which are awesome as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes well on that board.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want something that planes fast, you know, it goes well in the chop. Like it's a really smooth ride.
Yeah.
The rails are nice. It turns nice.
Yeah, because I've been using this 88, but I have to say, the more I ride it, I am sort of warming to it. I sort of, when I first got it, I thought it was super easy, like a super easy board. Just jump on, you know, turn jibes easy, gets in the planes, pretty fast, comfortable. But I just wasn't sure and down the line if I could get it really to turn tightly, but I've been getting some better turns, so it is warming on me. I had the 94. I'm about 86 kilos, and I've found it really hard to turn that board, so I sold it just for my weight. So I think with these boards, if you're considering getting a Goya custom quad, is to don't go too big on it. Like the 88, I'm 86, that 88 does me from 12 knots to 25, 30, 25 knots. Like it's a one board does everything. I can literally just float around on that thing. So I'm considering maybe going for an 84 as well, so I'll see. But that'd be my only bit of advice with it, is not go too big with those ones. So yeah, oh, it's cool. Thanks Green Eggs for
No worries. I mean, I'm a lighter guy, but that 84 is pretty controllable. It doesn't feel too big. You can ride that up to, you know, in onshore conditions with a 4.4, 25 knots.
Yeah.
It's a really versatile board.
Well, it's interesting that for you, because yeah, that board's like 10 litres more than your weight.
Yeah.
And you're happy with it. Whereas I've struggled with that 94. So I don't know, maybe as you go down in size of the board, it just works better or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but.
And I've been riding that size 84 for such a long time, so I'm kind of used to that volume. So maybe if you're thinking to get one of those boards, maybe just pair with something similar to what you're riding now. But you're right, Paul. Like, I think the bigger guys, you can definitely pretty versatile board.
Yeah. Juicy. Looks like a little steak. I've been trying to sail. It's been annoying me this. I wrapped it up. If you're a windsurfer, you know what that's like. And Green Eggs has lent me a glove to use. That actually has been working pretty good. There it is.
Kind of a hybrid.
It's done it again. Thanks, mate.
No worries, Paul. Been hot.
Green Eggs is just, he doesn't stop. I've come up here thinking I'm going to stay in my van just eating muesli bars for dinner. And he just constantly cooking. Dude,
We just haven't stopped
I
eating.
seriously have put weight on since I've been here. It's just
Blame
so
Green Eggs.
funny.
Green Eggs is health care.
Alright, so we got crumble for dessert.
I wish we had ice cream, man. Oh.
It's alright, mate.
Alrighty, I need spoons. After this, I'm going to lie down. It's going to be real nice.
I have to go for a walk just to.
Oh, I'll stand out in that fresh air.
Oh god, look at this. Oh, mate. This is again on the Weber, huh?
Yeah.
On the Barbie.
Yeah.
Imagine a bit of ice cream with it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. There you go, Chief.
Oh my god.
It's 4:30 in the morning. I had to go up to go to the toilet. I opened the door.
That's so nice. Out here at night time. I can hear some surf, so there's definitely more surf today than there was yesterday. This is cool too for any of you in the northern hemisphere who haven't seen it. Hopefully the phone can pick it up. There's the Southern Cross. That's the star pattern that's on the Australian flag. There's 4 main ones and then there's a little one. You can see that. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Here we are. The moon's quite bright, so you can actually see a fair bit. There's Green Egg's tent. Alright, I better try and get some sleep so I can feel refreshed for tomorrow. Alright, well, this might be my last day because the next few days are just going to be absolutely howling. And I'm starting to get a bit sick of the wind. I love 15, 20 knots, but it's sort of 30, 35 knots right now. So anyway, the waves look pretty good. Some actually pretty chunky ones coming through, so I'll give it a go and hopefully can go okay. I've rigged a 4.5, I've got a 4 meter, but I probably should be on a 4, but I'm kind of thinking just in case the wind dies a little, which can do in the afternoon, I'd rather just be on something here and just deal with it. Alright. Ah! I must be getting older because I like the lighter winds now. It gets a bit hectic here. Sand blowing everywhere, and when you're camping, you know, it's just dust and sand blowing everywhere. Okay, let's go. So Green Eggs has lent me his a glove. I've sort of taped it up with a bandage and oh. Get out the back. Risk it. I almost did, I thought, nah, I might take the risk. And we're out. Oh my god, it's windy. Ah! Could easily be on a 4 metre, but anyway.
Fine, I wasn't like, at first I was pretty juiced, but not really
No.
juiced. Were you on 4 or 4.5?
I was on 4.5.
Yeah. No, that got really nice again.
It's getting pretty shallow. Waves are starting to drain. I almost ate shit. There was a set wave, probably one of the biggest waves I got, and it just absolutely started barreling. Got caught up just in the curl of the wave, and I just couldn't get it. Stuck, huh? I was gonna eat shit. Great eggs. Yeah, mate. Huh? Holy shit. Whoa. It's firing. Wow. Mate, let's fucking 17 photo. My GoPro on my head. Look at this thing. Holy shit. Oh. Oh. Look at this thing, Green Eggs. Oh. Dude, that's getting gnarly, eh? Look at these lines. Holy shit. Look at that. It's gone all the way down here. Green Eggs and I just got off the water. There was some smokers that were coming through. Fuck. Some hectic ones. Green Eggs. Fuck yeah.
Bottom again.
That's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Oh, pumped for that session. It was epic, eh? Solid 4 to 5 footers, full power 4.0 on the 74. Yeah. Still buzzing now an hour later. That was epic.
Those were some good ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, just me and Paul out.
There was some bigger one. There was 6 footers rolling through.
Yeah,
there was
a
also
few miles plus sets.
yeah. There was a oh mate,
I've
I've got
down to the bully. Yeah, I was loving that board today. It was on fire.
the 74 Goya.
Yeah.
This is turning into a bit of an ad for the Goya
Bit
custom.
of
quad.
promo work going on here.
Yeah, Green Eggs is looking for sponsorship.
40S1, perfect.
Oh yeah, and the Severn sale.
Yeah, that was epic on that board.
Yeah.
Been a Goya rider since 2011.
He's got his AI shirt on and gets him all pumped up.
Only wear this when the waves are big. Yes, Nalu, it's a Nalu special. Got a whole collection of t-shirts and burnt out board shorts in the cupboard.
What slop is on the menu tonight?
Here you go, mate. Here's a pair of old quickies.
Oh, okay.
I've got a
You don't wear them?
oh, everything smells pretty soiled in this cupboard, mate. Yeah.
Chili con carne again?
Yep. Leftovers, mate. We're on the express dinner tonight.
Nice. Thank you, Great Eggs, again.
PBV for thinking about pulling the pin.
I was.
Back on the joint.
5, this is my 5th day in a row sailing, and I was going. I was like, can I keep going? Can I do it? Especially with this finger that's been bugging me, but it's all right.
Michael Jackson glove saved the day.
Yeah, you did. I got a Michael Jackson glove.
Just adding some power back in the day for tomorrow.
Oh God, day 6.
Day 11 for me.
It's day 11. You've been out in the water every day bar 1, right?
No, I've been
Oh,
I've
no,
sailed
so-
every day but one.
Yeah.
And I've surfed. Yeah, I've been in the water every day. Sometimes surfing and sailing.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
The only day we didn't sail, we surfed twice. Just the wind didn't show
Well done,
up.
mate. It's inspiring.
Phew.
Not slowing down.
I'm speeding up. Where's my...
Crumble again.
There you go, lad.
Let's have a look.
That looks bloody good, man.
Green Eggs has pulled his 84 out. I've got the 88, so I just wanted to have a bit of a comparison. The 84 is the sweet spot, eh? Yeah.
Then you can tread like Green Eggs.
I have to get an 84 now. That looks pretty good, actually. I have to say, after being up here now for 5-6 days, the 88 has surprised me with its versatility. I've used it anywhere from 10-12 knots, like barely moving, to 30 knots, and it does work. It's pretty crazy, the one board. I have sort of complained a little bit that it doesn't turn as hard as a custom, but I mean, that's, I guess, you know, that's to be expected in a production board, you know, often. No, it's actually been a really, really good board. Interesting. Definitely a little bit more drawn in the tail. Damn. Yeah, that 84 looks pretty sick. You can actually see the difference there in that, just in this area.
Yeah, you can just
definitely it's
bit,
pulled.
Just like, you know, a bit more up, nose bit drawn in a bit more, eh?
Yeah. Tail, not a huge difference, but there is a difference. Definitely in between the straps, you can see the difference.
You've got a bit more width under your feet, eh?
Damn, Green Eggs, have to spend more money. Support the industry. Nah, it's good. All right, good to see. Thanks, man. My last day on this trip, and Green Eggs and myself waiting for the wind. It's howling offshore. See out there, it's blowing 25 knots, but on the inside here, it's not a lot. It's a bit of a late one today. We were sort of thinking the wind would come up a bit earlier, but it's now 2:30. We're still waiting. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's kind of good. The later it turns, then the lighter it'll be, hopefully, because yesterday was pretty strong. So it'd be nice if it was a bit of lighter wind. So we'll see what happens. It's howling, look at that. See the wind line? It's howling there, and then just like nothing there. You can literally see it. Ooh, look, what do we got?
Fresh car.
Here we go. Look at this. Now it's coming.
Not quite there, it's nearly there.
Green Eggs, he was onto it. There was a whole puff of sand off the dunes. Oh, now it's died off again. Oh, hold on.
Ooh. Close, mate.
That's where Policar sailed in one of his videos a long time ago. Big gnarly wave.
Some of the waves here are just incredible. I found that right at the very top of the reef, there was a really large, just peeling left-hander with no one out. There was no one surfing it in the morning. There was no one windsurfing it in the afternoon.
It's a wave we see a lot, but never really sail because it's sort of up the reef. It's super shallow and gnarly on the inside, and was only really considered a tow wave.
Some of those waves, it was just unbelievable. The wave stretches down the reef like probably 100 yards. So where you're taking off and looking down the end of this long reef, there's no keyhole or there's no break in the reef. So all you're seeing is this long tapering wall, and it's an amazing feeling. You're just dropping in. The wind was very offshore. wave was just like sheet glass and just racing down this line all the way down the reef. It was probably one of the best like shaped windsurfing waves I've ever seen, and it was just incredible.
Sort of a bit hard to work out where it's breaking, but
comic, but I really, you see what I post sometimes. I post some shit, and it's not, I'm not anti.
all right, well, cut to Geraldton. I've got back home from the trip, so I just wanted to say massive thanks to Green Eggs for feeding me, providing me beautiful food, and it was a great time. We had 6 days. Well, I had 6 days of wind and waves, and yeah, so very grateful to have scored that. I thought I'd just quickly end the video with a little ride through Geraldton. Oops. I'm on my bicycle. I love riding around Geraldton. It's quite flat on the in the town area. That's the main street down here, and I'm riding down towards the foreshore. But Geraldton's a town of around 35,000 people. It's very isolated. You know, it's about a 4.5 hour drive from Perth, and there's only a few very small little places in between. And then when you go further north of Geraldton, there's very small towns as well. So once you're in Geraldton, you're in a bit of a bubble, and it's a bit of an effort to get out of here. So this is the foreshore area, and there's the ocean. There's a working port here. So Geraldton is got a lot of industry going on. There's a massive port. It's one of the biggest ports in WA, where they have iron ore and a lot of grain. You know, in Geraldton, on the surrounding Geraldton, we have hundreds of kilometres of wheat fields, and there's a massive grain export facility there. So yeah, this whole area, what used to be like a train, like there used to be a train track that ran along here up until the late 90s, early 2000s, and then they developed all this and made it a lot nicer. They created some beaches along here, and yeah, it's just made a huge difference to Geraldton. So it's a nice place to be at the moment. And the other reason why, look, I'm originally from Sydney, but one of the things that I kind of liked about Geraldton, it was just a small thing, but it was just another reason, was it had a bit of Dutch history here. I thought I can maybe touch on that too, because I just got reminded of it when I see the statue of Weeby Hayes. You know, I'm originally from the Netherlands. My parents moved to Australia when I was about 15 months old, back in 1978. But all my family are still in the Netherlands, and so, you know, I have a strong connection to the country, even though I've grown up in Australia and very much, I guess, an Australian now. But the Australian history is pretty fascinating. You know, obviously, for many thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, we had the indigenous people of Australia, the Aboriginals that had been living here, and that got all started to shift in the early 17th century when people started discovering Australia. You know, and this is, like, Geraldton's famous for one of the very early histories of colonisation, I guess, even though the Dutch didn't actually colonise the place. But back in 1629, I believe it was, a ship came over called the Batavia on its way to the, I guess what's now known as Indonesia, the East Indies, with the, I think it was a VOC ship. You know, VOC was one of the biggest, well, it was pretty much the biggest early corporations in the world, and they dominated a lot of trade back in the day. And Weeby Hayes was one of the crew members on this boat. There's a statue of him here. And the Batavia ship actually got shipwrecked off the coast of Geraldton, about 70 kilometres on this atoll of low-lying islands there. And there was a huge mutiny. It was a big story. If you're interested, check it out. Like, look up Batavia, Australian history. You'll find videos and things. But this guy Weeby Hayes ended up being a hero, because there was one guy who went on a murderous rampage, and it sort of turned into two factions. And Weeby Hayes, I believe, was one of the ones who was fighting back, or one of the main instigators for protecting people. So they created a statue of him here. So it's quite interesting, because the English landed in Sydney 1788. That's when they, planted the English flag in the Sydney Cove. But we're talking 1629, so it's like 160 odd years before all that. And this here, I find this super fascinating. But, in Australian history, I mean, this is something that, like, most people would just walk past this. If you're not from Geraldton, you'd walk past this and just think it's a pile of rocks. But I'm led to believe that is the first European-made structure on Australian soil. It wasn't actually made here, but on those atolls, the Abrolhos Islands, where there's very little there, the shipwrecked crew basically tried to make shelter, and they made it out of these stones, and they've relocated these stones over here. That's what I led to believe. So you're basically looking at the first European-made structure in Australia that's been relocated to Geraldton. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people walk past this and don't give it too much thought. Oh, they've actually updated the sign. That's cool, because last time I checked that was all faded, but there you go. Australia's oldest European built structure. Oh, it tells you the whole story. I haven't seen this. This is the updated sign, so that's cool. You can pause the video and read that if you're interested. But yeah, and it's just funny too, because this statue has got Weeby Hayes in, I guess, traditional Dutch sailing attire that would have been the case back in those days. So, yeah. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. I'll take you a bit further around the front here. So yeah, because of that Dutch connection, when I first came to Geraldton, I first came to Geraldton in like 99, 2000 for a bit of a holiday, but then I came here again 4 years ago during COVID. And yeah, I don't know, it made me feel like, oh, maybe this is a place that I could live for a while. It's just got that Dutch connection. When I drove around, I actually noticed quite a few streets that had Dutch names, especially towns that I recognised in the Netherlands, and there's not many places in Australia that you see that kind of a connection. It's very much based on English history in Australia, because obviously it was the English that took claim to the land, which to this day is still a controversial, old controversial thing, because there's obviously a lot of discussion regarding the history before white settlers came here. And all the, how Australia has now developed. So, yeah, but it's still fascinating. I didn't really used to think too much about history, but as I've gotten older, I think I've taken a bit more of an interest in it, because it's just, when you actually look into the stories back in the days, they're just amazing feats. It's people sailing around the world. Imagine back at what it was like in those days, 400 or 500 years ago, without all the technologies and things we had today. So yeah, so this is just going around. You can maybe see a few of the beaches. A bit overcast here today. Most of the time it's clear blue skies in Geraldton, but it's just a few clouds around. So there's a nice beach, nice town beach right there. So you don't really get any waves, but it's perfect for swimming. Nice and safe. And then around this side we've got the marina. Let's cross this road. So they built this marina as part of this whole development, and that's also a nice part of Geraldton and somewhere for people to park their boats. But I actually live just past this marina here, so I'm very close to town, and I often just ride my bike into town, which is great. You know, it's actually, that's another thing that reminds me of the Netherlands. You know, if anyone's been to the Netherlands, you'll see how many people ride bikes around, and it's my favourite thing to do when I go there. So when I'm here, it gives me a bit of a reminder of that as well. I love riding my bike around. So yeah, this is the marina. This is around the corner here is actually the Museum of Geraldton. And if any of you visit Geraldton, highly recommend visiting this museum, because it has the whole it's got, like, at the back of the museum, it's got quite a large display about that Dutch history with the Batavia. It's a really nice museum they built right here on the waterfront. But yeah, it's fascinating. I believe, yeah, it's got, I mean, I've seen it a few times now, but you know, it has it's got the cannon from Batavia, it's got all sorts of artifacts, all the stories. It's really amazing. This here is also super cool. So this is a replica of the longboat that was on the Batavia. So the story goes, actually there's a little plaque here, so I'll just see if I can get that. Might be a bit hard to read on this video, I'm not sure, but yeah, the story was that this boat was on its way up to what is now known as Indonesia, got wrecked on these islands, big mutiny happened, murderous rampage, and then there was multiple islands, so they split up. Like, I guess the good side went to one island and the murderous stayed on some other, and they were fighting each other. And around, well, actually it says here, I'm just reading here again, so 46 survivors, so 46 people that were stranded on that island went on this boat, or a replica of this boat, so basically that size. I mean, imagine 46 people and that thing, and sailed from Geraldton, essentially, up to Indonesia. And if you've ever travelled in WA and seen the coastline here, it's treacherous. It's just like strong winds, big seas. It'd be very hard to land anywhere. There's just lots of cliffs and things. So it's just a amazing story. The last Sunday of every month, you can actually go on this boat. There's a wharf over there, and they'll take you for a sail just around here. I've done that once. It's super cool. But yeah, it's just an awesome part of Australian history. And like I said, I'm from Sydney, and I know a lot of people over there would be unaware of this part of history. In Western Australia, they're a bit more connected to that, the initial contact with the Dutch settlers. I believe they have the actual Batavia boat in the Perth Museum. So yeah, I have to go back there and check it out. But yeah, anyway, so these guys, they sailed up the coast, and then just before they arrived, they got intercepted by this boat called the Zaandam. Zaandam is actually a city in the Netherlands, so this boat was named after it. And then they all got rescued. They went to Batavia. So Batavia was the city, which I think is now Jakarta. I could be wrong. Sorry, I have to check that again. But it used to be called Batavia back then. It was like a Dutch colony. And then the Dutch authorities said, okay, we've got to go rescue the rest, because there were still people left out at the islands. So they sailed back with the Zaandam, rescued the other crew that was still left, and then the ones that went on a murderous rampage got tried and were hung. They got hung on the islands. So it's like a brutal story. The whole thing's, it's not pleasant, but it's an amazing story as well. I mean, it's hard to imagine just what it would have been like in those days. If you've lived in this area, then you know how brutal it can be with the conditions. So yeah, anyway, crazy story, but it's really nice to see that they've kept the history alive, and there's a replica just floating here with, you know, various plaques and things like that. And then obviously the beautiful museum that they've made. So yeah, if you're ever visiting Geraldton, definitely check it out. There's another shot of the longboat in front of the museum. It's pretty nice, isn't it? I love seeing that history. A lot of people run and walk up and down here each day. You know, do their walk with their dog or their, you know, fitness jog or whatever. So here's our little cul-de-sac down this way. A lot of fishing boats here. You know, in Geraldton, fishing's massively popular. Another thing that's kind of funny, talking about Dutch heritage, but just around the corner here, for anyone in the Netherlands will probably find this a bit funny, but there's actually a Rabobank. It's not like a normal bank branch. They're a branch that apparently loans money to farmers. So they're purely there just to set up as just to loan to agricultural projects and so forth. But yeah, just another funny thing, because you know, when you go to the Netherlands, I see Rabobank everywhere, and now there's one here in Geraldton. So yeah, so that's about it. This area here is a big car park for the boat ramp. Not too many people here today, because generally when there's wind, no one goes out there because it's just choppy and not pleasant. But if I wake up in the morning and I see this car park full, then I know that the forecast is for no wind. So it's quite amazing. It's a huge car park, but it's also a great car park to do wind skating in. This area here is part of the new development. It's called the Abrolhos Keys, so that's named after the islands that I was talking about, the Abrolhos Islands, where the Batavia got wrecked. This is a great Australian pastime, mowing the lawn. It's almost like this unofficial competition to see who can get the best lawn out there. This guy, I said, I'm going to just go close to this lawn. This lawn is as close to a perfect lawn as you'll get. It's like a golf course. So yeah, people love their lawns. In Geraldton, we don't get a lot of rain, so to get a lawn like that, you're going to have to water a lot. So a lot of people's lawns look more like that, just a dirt patch. But yeah, if we just cycle through here, there's a little kind of alleyway, and you get through to the other side, and you can sort of see a bit further on down the coast as you ride away from the town centre. Actually a nice little park here that they've made. These houses have got a nice outlook, you know, over there is just the ocean, so they get a nice view. This is pretty cool. This is like a big marble ball that's there to raise awareness for donating your organs, you know, if you die. So they've got plaques here. I haven't actually looked into it properly, but I can only assume that all these people had their organs donated when they died, and they made a plaque about them here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They've got this massive ball here that spins. It's kind of crazy. You can only imagine how heavy that thing is, and it just somehow rolls on some water. You can make it stop, but it's hard because it's slippery. So you can actually manipulate the way this thing spins. I mean, this foreshore, it just goes on for kilometres down the coast. And that's, if you keep going another 20 kilometres, you'll hit Coronation Beach, which is the famous windsurf spot down here. It's actually a bit out of town. It takes about 20-25 minutes to get there. People used to windsurf a lot more in town, but because of the development and the ports and the whole thing, it sort of moved a bit out of town. I mean, you can still windsurf here. You definitely can when the wind's, in certain conditions. But yeah, most people just go down to Coronation Beach now. Thanks for watching this this video, guys. Yeah, it was just I'm trying to just do some different things here and there. Pretty low production sort of a video, but it's also easier for me. I spend so much time behind a computer and filming and stuff that it can get pretty tiring to just constantly be editing. So I'm trying to do things that are a bit easier for me to do and still keep you guys happy. Hopefully you're happy. So yeah, I'll finish the video here. You can see the nice little beach here. It's pretty cool how they've done it. So you can just walk off down into the beach. It's pretty typical in Australia. They've got good facilities. You know, every beach will pretty much have a shower and, you know, somewhere to sit. If you go down there, there'll be public barbecues, so you can just, you know, come down on your day off or whatever and make some food with the family. So it's really good facilities. Cool. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. All right. See ya.